Hello, Internet! Welcome to Drunken Dragons, where we play D&D and the stakes have never been drunker. Before we get started, we have our normal thank yous and announcement. Our first big huge thank you is always to our own Mr. Producer, Neil P. voiceover in the chat. He has created all of the amazing character art you see. He also did all of our emotes, as well as the pre-show screen that you just came out of. He's great, we love him, and you should check out his streams on his channel. You'll probably catch us there every so often as well. We'd also like to thank Sirenscape for all of our audio support. They now have an online player with no clients to download to use it, and it is a huge convenience and makes things so much easier. So you should certainly check them out to take your game to the next level. Also, Sunday, I will be back for Solo Sunday. Just me, all by my lonely. Sobbing and playing Spiritfarer. I haven't sobbed yet, but I expect it to be on the way. Someone's probably going to pass on soon, and I'm probably gonna be a fucking mess. So, yeah, come and join me being a mess, more so than usual. Yeah, more than usual. It's fine. Now, with the housekeeping done, let's dive into Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep. Last time, our friends continued their lovely jaunt vacation through the depths of hell. And ran into some great spiders and great spider people that they really wanted to be friends with real bad, so bad, like such friends, good friends. And immediately hit the abort button on the Drider situation and went, nope. Found then that they had circled all the way back around to the entrance of where they were like, there's this blank wall that says accept death and you too shall pass, basically. Or there's this convenient downward slope. Let's take the death wall. Well, they found themselves back up the downward slope and were like, God fucking damn it! And this motherfucking place with the motherfucking demons and the motherfucking betrayer gods. And then motherfucked their way back to the big old tied up man statue. After grossly destroying the gloopy hand pustules, your favorite word, Steph, pustule.
Feels good.
They managed to open up the door in his chest tummy-ish, not before giving his little nipple hooks a flick.
It's a gentle pat.
Yeah. No, good job. But they continued to descend further into metaphorical hell, finding a beautiful crystal room, though. Gorgeous, in which Nevi quickly split her cooch on. By sliding down, instead of just picking her way down like everyone else. And then Dr. Ray just kind of planked on the table to get the amulet to do its thing. And the amulet did do its thing, and they gained a new gem. But not before their best friend Aloysia showed back up with their actual best friends, Io and her crew, who were then very confused because Aloysia had told them that she was gonna go help all of our heroes, but she definitely wasn't. And whenever Io was like, bitch, you lied, and came to join our party, Aloysia quickly made an exit with a splash, and the splash being earthquake and rocks fall. But everyone did not die. Yay, except Nevi. Nevi briefly died.
These things, they happen, okay?
But some more of those gibbering mouthers dropped in from the ceiling, and it looked like a losing battle for a moment before Io hit the emergency panic button that was given to her before they came down by Prolix, who Io did a better job of making friends with than Lilith did.
What? Wasn't our best negotiator. You just refused to use it.
Yeah.
Canine has the lowest, and I think he's used it the most.
You just straight up refused to do anything that he asked. Um, so you all ended up in Prolix's literal living room, where he's staying here. Before taking a long rest, all of you piled up in this halfling-sized home. And here you are, the next morning.
That's a hard day's work, buddy.
I washed, so it's not me this time.
He's, like, upstairs in the bedroom, sleeping. You can get him if you want to. Io's party is also there downstairs. You can send them to go do something if you want, or have them chill there. They're planning on going with you all to Ankarel.
We do it.
They're just
He's
kind
gonna
of waiting
stretch.
for your go. Everyone's waiting for your, like, yeah, let's go to Ankarel. That's about it.
He's just gonna roll out from beside Kaneen. Personal heater. Good morning. Anybody?
So I guess Canine's gonna go ahead and sit up and start drinking from his water skin. To start his morning.
Water.
It's a water skin. Doesn't mean that's what's in it, but it's a water skin.
You're not wrong. Technically.
The downside is, man, there was something recently that I tried to actually needed water for, and I was like, oh wait, I can't.
Yup.
It was fire. You wanted to put out a fire.
That's what it was. Yeah, and I was like, oh wait. Speaking of that area, on a side note, I've never been happier to succeed on a roll than Kaneen's knowledge roll on the Driders. Just character-wise, if he failed it, Kaneen was charging at those Driders, much to my own dismay, and it would
That
not
would've-
have ended well.
No,
'Cause he
that
was
really
cursed.
bad.
Yeah. But yeah, Kaneen's gonna do that, and he's gonna try to hand it to Lilith, who asked for a brown morning potion, because he does have the orphan hooch in here, or at least as we equated it to.
Uh-huh.
His
Equally rough
orphan.
whiskey's gonna hand it over to it's whatever really cheap whiskey was like made around here that they had at the
Oh.
bar, and we decided it was really close to the hooch that was made at the orphanage. I don't remember the guy's name.
Bathtub. Yeah.
I wrote
Gary?
it down somewhere. I think it was Gary. I think you're right.
Gerald,
think-
somewhere in that.
Yeah, it was somewhere in that area. I thought I wrote it down, but apparently I did not. It must have been when I didn't have a pen in my entire office.
Now it's Gerald. We're combining Jerry and Gary. Gerald.
Just, you know that one weird kid with the white hair that used to be in the orphanage?
He used to play the banjo. He went prematurely white. I think his name was Steve Martin. I don't know why I went in that direction. Whatever. Anyway, yes.
I was asked what orphan hooch was. It's just
It just is. It's an experience.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
You're drinking it.
Well, everybody's been talking about orphan hooch. Sorry to phrase it that way.
We don't
Yes.
talk about Pruno.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done for the day. I'll see you guys next week.
Everyone take 5 points of psychic damage.
Who, me or you?
Joke's on you. Means
Great.
too dumb to take psychic damage.
Sofia's
I wish
been
that was a thing.
downstairs and she came up. She's got a little tray with tea and biscuits on it. Some morning nibbles.
And tea. There was tea mentioned.
Nevy's gonna quietly hand you the tea.
You can make the worst hot toddy ever.
And teenage alcoholic. Bye, brain cells. there is a difference between wine and hard liquor. Yikes.
Which is why the massive Goliath and the big Dragonborn drink this.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's like how beer was safer to drink than water for a very long time because of bacteria. It's the same thing. We drink it so that we don't get cholera or whatever waterborne illnesses
Yeah.
exist. Well, if you drink too much, that will also happen, yes.
Yeah, if you drink
Well,
enough,
Neffy
it's
is gonna
permanent
keep
if it's made
handing
right.
it out. Neffy's like, don't encourage her. Then move on to Kanine. Don't encourage her.
I have a question about my necklace.
Mhm.
Is it removable?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I just wasn't sure if it was one of those, like, you stick it on and it's stuck to you forever kind of magic objects.
No.
Great. So I've got it off for the first time in a while, possibly ever. I'm kind of like cleaning the body schmutz off of the side that made contact with my chest because it was like under my shirt the whole time. But now there's no reason to hide it. Everybody saw it. And so I'm just kind of looking at it and being like, just inspecting it, I guess.
Okay. What are you like? Are you looking for something specific about it, or?
No, she just realizes she hasn't taken a good look at this highly magical, possibly relic, that she's been wearing for like weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
But I will roll an investigation just in case there is something to find.
Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
16?
16. So you do notice that while looking at it, the first time that you had found it, there was just kind of like this gold circular pendant-y like gem in the center. But now that you have placed it on that other altar and it has seemed to awaken further powers as well, it has also physically changed. There are now like an attachment almost that is affixed to the bottom, whereas the gold pendant on top has descended and now it has like a silver attachment that has 3 pieces to it with these very radiant blue gems that seem to have like specks of gold in it.
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it red before?
It was glowing red before. The
But the-
pendant itself was glowing red.
Oh, but the gems were not red.
There weren't any gems on it previously. It was just like a golden kind of pendant.
Got it.
Aos. Now we're playing Final Fantasy X, and we have Aeon. Eva appears. Everybody's frozen. Get fucked.
Jan's in flux.
You could just get to the point. Okay, yeah, we'll go. Guys, let's go. Oh, there were some good pastries at that place. You remember Maggie? You remember? And Maggie, who is the like big half orc of the group, has been just kind of like pensively like staring into the middle distance almost this whole time. And Maggie's just like, huh? Oh, uh, uh yeah, I can get us back there. She seems like kind of like out of it. But Io seems undeterred by this, and she's like, "Yeah, let's go. They gotta talk about stuff for some. It's fine." And she like ushers everyone out, and they begin following Maggie out and through the streets. I just figured we'd come back here after we got done with the pastries. I mean, unless you need like a full day talk. Okay, we'll be back in a couple hours.
Bye.
See ya.
Back some
We'll bring
pastries.
pastries. They say in unison.
Mooch tired.
Worried about her. Don't think she's well. Lilith, it was not normal for you to tie the rope from the nose. This is what we're talking about, right? 16, darling. You shouldn't do these things. Via's gonna reach over and grab Lilith's hand. Sweetheart. Nevi is gonna give your hand a big squeeze and give you an encouraging smile.
Dr. Ray is completely unfazed by this, and she's like, to be honest, I wasn't sure which ability you were talking about until the very end there. I wasn't sure if you meant the flying. I wasn't sure if you meant the creepy doll. No offense to present company and the creepy doll. Or if you were saying that your bad feelings siphon into Nevi and that's why Nevi turns into that demon. But now the changeling thing, oh, that's nothing compared to that's nothing compared to what we just went through. Like we saw like a weird statue with his nipples hanging out and pustules on his hands. Like, cool. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it really has to save on like your makeup budget, right? If you can just like do it yourself.
That's a different way to look at it, but yes, but I have to stress again that the less people that knows that I am a changeling, the better. And honestly, I'm in fear that Eloisia knows that I can do this. And it's out there in the open. Oh, she saw it.
Okay.
She saw it. And it frightens me even more that not only does she know that I'm a changeling now, but she has a very minute connection to my family, be it as slim as it may be. I don't know how grave it is, but it was her, as we have labeled it as, her cult, that gave her my family's wine to use as payment. And it frightens me that that is making its way into this territory as well. There's more behind my family than what it sees. It's more than just a noble family with a winery. They have several businesses. One of the prominent ones are establishing taverns. And my oldest sister, who runs these taverns and in part the winery, has very strong connections to the royal family, who are enemies to this area. Seeing their wine in this area only means that they are bringing and trying to establish a foothold here. And that is something that is not good for this area at all. And I have to find out where this wine is coming from, and I need to put a stop to it.
So does your family not know?
They do know that I am a changeling. However, the royal family doesn't.
Got it. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid question, but run with it. If you're a changeling and people are hunting you for who you are, can't you just change and be someone else? Genuinely asking, not trying to be a shithead.
It's a fair question, but wouldn't you like to be just yourself? Instead of always changing, being what other people want? I would like
Fair.
to live my life.
Fair. Well, I won't tell. I don't have anyone to tell. Kaneen?
So you're not a duple ginger?
I am not a triple ginger. Unless you mean, and she'll flick her wrist and her hair for a brief moment switch to red.
Oh, see, that's what I was told they do.
And then goes back to her silver hair.
I've always loved you as a ginger.
Okay.
Personal
So just don't tell
tastes.
people about the changey change, yeah?
I would prefer that we do keep that on hush-hush. And
Meh.
as Dr. Ray has pointed out, it does have its benefit when other people don't know that you're a changeling. I have maybe used it here or there to gather information. So it does have its benefits. But my concern, again, doesn't lie necessarily with the two of you. And again, I apologize that it wasn't talked about prior hand. It's just one of those things that you don't talk much about. It is now Aloysia knows, and now there's the fear of my family and what they are doing. And to be all honest, my sister is a bitch.
She is.
To be honest with you, I thought you had just cast polymorph. I wouldn't have I did not think changeling. I was just like, oh, cool, Lilith has polymorph. That's a useful spell. So I can't say that Aloysia thought the same thing, but
Let's hope. But
yeah.
it is something that when I see her, I will kill her.
Well, that's already in the plan, so don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
Lilith
that's
is. Nevi is quietly sipping her tea while Lilith is explaining. Without even looking up from her tea, she just won't have a chance to kill her.
Nevi, I have mentioned it is your story and your story alone to share. But
That was the one that scared me more than you turning into a random middle-aged hot sexy lady, by the way, was just like Nevi being mean for a couple of hours. That scared me more. I completely forgot about your cougar transformation.
I like that we just made canon that Nevi's mom is hot.
I bet she has a
Of course.
But Nevi, that is a concern of mine too. We've never had this serious of situation happened, and usually it was only for a short time, and most of the time either myself or your mother have been able to bring you back. But it's only going to get harder from here on out. I'm sorry, you're so soft-spoken. I barely heard you there.
Don't know what happened. It was different this time. And I tried to fight it. Lilith, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Sweetie, you haven't disappointed me. You have been by my side for a very long time and have protected myself as well from others around and kept my secret. You haven't disappointed me. You know I want to help you, and I sometimes don't know how.
I was thinking tonight, as we were starting to fall asleep. Perhaps the best way I can keep you safe. Group, you've become my Lilith. You've always been my family. Leave.
I'm sorry.
I can.
Your volume is cutting out.
Oh no! I can leave. I can keep you safe. I can walk away and I will figure things out, and these two will keep you safe, Lilith.
She immediately grabs your hand. You're not going anywhere. I won't allow that.
Can't control it, Lilith.
Then we will have to figure out a way how to.
Learn. Running away isn't going to stop it. Even if you don't hurt Lilith, you're going to end up hurting somebody else.
We have to figure out what necessarily triggers it. I have inklings of it, but does anything happen? Do you have visions? Do you have anything before it all blacks out?
The mention of visions, Nevi's going to recoil and absolutely white.
Ooh. Okay. Nevi, you have If we are to help you, you have to share. I'm here, they're here. You have to share in order for us to find a way.
No, I'm going to keep you safe. And I won't make a scene. I will say some things to our new friends. And then I will go out into the wild.
Nah, dumb idea.
I mean, what I learned is whenever you got knocked out, you came back as Nevi. So worst case scenario, he's just gonna tap his new malls like, I'll just, the percussive thing.
Percussive adjustment.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty sure I'll be pretty good at it. So we'll just give you a hard reset until we get it figured out.
I mean, don't stop. She'll kill you.
No,
She's done it. She's done it.
Really?
Done it too many times.
Has she? Are you a fugitive? Oh, what a plot twist. It's
Hey,
fine.
fugitive buddies.
Yeah, welcome.
Appreciate it. But I can't live like this.
Well,
I can't keep putting my little sister in danger. Look at Lilith. I have to protect you.
Nevi, the only way that you can do that is by opening up. Continuing to shelter, continuing to block out. I can't help you. And who says that, like they said, you go off and Lady Bamal takes over again and you never come back? Do you want her to take over? You know she will come for me.
Last time, I did hear a voice saying, nature needs to take its course. Lilith, I'm afraid that means that I need to die. Get rid of her.
Well, speaking from personal experience, you almost did. And you did come back. But was it a voice or this vision that said nature needs to take its course? Was it Lady Bamal that told you this?
Don't think so. It didn't sound like her. It didn't feel like her.
What did it feel? Sinister? Did it feel warm? Did it feel embracing?
Was it male or female?
More maternal. And I'm not entirely certain it keeps bringing me back. It goes beyond usual, the house of readjustment, as you called it.
I think we might have to...
Something keeps bringing me back. And I'm afraid that there's a point where I won't come.
But maybe
Nature will take its course.
Maybe this voice is what's giving us a hint on how to solve this. And you're fighting it.
Nevi, are you already dead? No, I'm serious.
Sometimes it
Necromancers
feels
exist.
that way.
Okay, just checking. Because if you were, again, that would be fine. Necromancers do exist, so I just thought I would ask if you're living on borrowed time.
I do support recycling, so if they were to bring me back, that would just be making use.
Nevi, when did you have these visions? Was it only in the dungeon? When was the other times?
and I wandered away from camp.
Oh, when we found you out in the field. Was there any
It
other
was different.
times?
It was different though.
You were different. Something I noticed, you were a bit strange when we came back, both Dr. Ray and myself, to pick you up from that gardener. I'm sorry?
Meditation has always helped me. And I
Well,
felt more at peace.
maybe we should visit him again, but this time not leave you alone. Maybe we can join you on that journey.
Lilith finds me. Always finds me. It's not the gardener. And it always finds me. He found me when I was a child, Lilith. And I never told you. I couldn't tell you about this. How could I tell my little sister about it? I think he's hunting me. I don't know. I don't know who he is. All I know is he's evil. He's horrible. And it's after I saw him. But Maul gets stronger.
Well then there's something we have to do about him. And I have proven time and time again to you, Nevi, that as much as you protect me, I will always protect you. I have told you this before, and I think you may have forgotten it. Above all, I consider you more my family and my sister than the ones that I have back at home. Perhaps maybe you know your special technique where you can link our minds. Maybe I should pay a visit to this man in your head.
I don't know my head. I've seen him in dreams. I've run away. I was so terrified.
Oh, I would
And
love
all I
to speak.
all I knew to do was to run away. The strangest thing happened. Well, while we're out in the wild, while we were coming here,
Mm-hmm.
there's another. And I don't think this one. I think he's helping, but I don't know. I don't know how to contact him. Well, if
Did you get a
it's
name?
too much I don't know. No.
Hmm.
No, I was.
Well, my suggestion, and I'm not sure how many you can mind link, but perhaps we start this meditation and you link minds with me and we see if he appears again and we have a little
Good old-
chit chat.
Yeah, we set a good old-fashioned brain trap. If you know a way, you don't know how to contact him, but maybe there's a way that you can open yourself up for him to contact you. Maybe?
Never initiated it.
Yeah, but
Don't know. Just know that whenever they show up, there's the scent of flowers, green grass. Even when I'm terrified,
Well
Yes.
then,
there's always the smell of flowers.
let us, before we leave, make a journey back to the gardener, back to the only place that I saw in this quaint little place that had vegetation and flowers and pretty much your comfort, and begin our process there. there's a few things that I want to do too while we're here. I want to ensure to make that the tavern here is fearful of my family's wine and will never serve it here. But I also want to make sure to spread the word around to other places. It benefits us that many know that Aloisa brought that wine and made payment with it, and that she betrayed us, and that it wasn't just the four of us, but also the other group that she betrayed. That will help us, but I need to see the rest of the wine, the crates. I need to find out more information about this, and I'm not too sure of the tavern owners. I don't know, maybe Good Kanine has made friends with them very easily. Maybe if you can assist me on that, they will let us have those.
I've got some ideas on how to ruin it.
I am open to ideas.
Poop in it. Just poop in it. Nobody's gonna want to drink poop wine again.
I was thinking I have herbs that could help us.
I was thinking we could drink the rest of it, but
I would still be hesitant with. I mean, we did drink it, but yes.
Just saying, consider it. Nobody's gonna. They open that up and that comes out, and nobody's gonna drink your family's wine ever again. I guarantee it.
At least in this area, that's
At least
for
in this
sure.
area.
But
It's self-corking.
Oh my god.
there's a
yeah,
nutty
A
aroma
plus.
to it.
Oh no. Oh, why is there corn in our wine?
Why is there
know.
always corn? I didn't eat corn. Where does this corn come from?
What is corn?
But I don't think just stopping it here is going to be the end of it. The fact that it's made it out this far lets me know that it's possibly somewhere else in the area. So I have to find out if it's anywhere else. If anything, I need to find out how are they getting it to this continent. So
Where are you from again? You from the Empire?
yes.
Yeah, that does pose a bit of a problem.
It is, and it's something that I don't talk much about because, again, hello, the area that we're in. I don't like to
sorry.
wave the
Empire.
flag. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It's the whole like changeling thing. I don't like people knowing part of it. Well, I'm not part. Just tossing this out there. I don't agree with the Empire. The whole, not liking the changeling race, putting them under, putting their thumb on them, and I think, yeah.
I mean, as a Dragonborn, and specifically a tailless Dragonborn, we're Ravenites, but let's be real. Everybody is like Dragonborn, and then they see that we don't have a tail, and they know. I get it. Being a subjugated people, it's not great. We could. I do in fact have the spell polymorph, so I'm just saying we could use your changeling skill and my polymorph and go and take a factory tour and ruin all the wine there too, and get a drink out of it.
We just have to.
Or you ruin it.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, usually I'm well connected. We don't have a winery here, so I believe it might be just shipments that are coming in. And being able to stop that would be the trade route, one would say.
I'm game for a side quest. That's fine.
So, before we move on and go to the big city, we need to help Navi. And we need to put a stop to my family's progression into this area.
Let's start
Great.
with that. Let's start with with the wine. Perhaps we should have breakfast first if we're going to
Oh,
apply Dr. Ray's plan.
darling.
Maybe extra coffee.
Steph.
You know what? I always go in the morning. It's fine.
I'm enjoying my liquid breakfast already as she swigs back another flask full of. I have liquid courage. I feel like we can tackle your inner demons right now.
Oh, I like this. I like loose kiddo. Not good phrasing.
He's gonna step slightly away from Dr. Ray.
He's just gonna look at you like.
Never mind. What I meant to say is, I like that Lilith is less inflexible emotionally, but anyway, I think you should meditate first because that's easier than destroying some wine.
Yes, and it's here. It's within this area that we can do it. I have a feeling we might have to travel a little for mine. So, inner demons, big sis? Huzzah? Don't make me do that again. That was really awkward.
This is not a huzzah.
Let me in your mind and I will bitch slap that evil demon.
I prefer when you bitch slap things outside of my mind.
Just punch your brainstem.
Punching brainstems, Kaneen's back. We're back in Kaneen's territory, so all the mental stuff is less his territory, but by golly.
Medulla oblongata, you're my bitch now.
Nevi, you've seen what I've been doing lately. Did you see what I did to those pustules? In just a flick of my wrist. I don't want to do that to you. I don't
Nevi
need to
is
put
going
more
to-
holes in you than what you have.
You may try, Lilith, and you will fail. Again.
Big on the optimism then.
Nevi is going to think for a moment. And she will quietly give up and sit down. And fold her legs.
Oh, we're doing it now. Okay. Swig.
And using the mind link, Nevi is going to laugh sadly and say, "You're making it smell like hooch in here."
Lilith, you smell sad. You smell like a really depressing afternoon at the PTA. Okay.
Aaron. I'm only allowed to connect with one person at a time.
Mhm.
Unless Lilith has another way.
Nope. I mean, she will look down towards Eleanor. Dearie, it's been a while since we've spoken. You've been by my side and you've lent me your power. By any chance, can you aid me just this one time and bring my dear friends with us on this journey? Eleanor?
Are you literally asking me, or are you
Yeah,
doing a thing? I
I'm-
never know what you're doing.
Sorry, I'm speaking towards my patron.
Okay. Roll. Let's call this an Arcana check.
Okay.
Don't you have a shitty demon patron?
Do not speak about my patron that way.
So yes.
Oh, in due time. I am a lady. I don't divulge all my secrets at once. And you just get a shit ton from me just recently.
Nevi is gonna look over at you. You don't divulge right away?
Let's see. Where the fuck are you? There you are. 22.
22. Jesus, that's quite the Arcana roll.
I rolled well, and I have like a +4 to my Arcana.
Okay.
Nice.
As all I keep thinking right now is the pre-stream games whenever I was jokingly your doll.
Mm-hmm.
And all
Come
I
on,
keep
Bartov,
thinking is
come back to
smoker
me.
voice Cole. All I keep thinking is smoker voice Corey. And one more time.
And we loved it so much, I'm like, this has to be the voice.
Bringing it back.
So as you request that, there's a brief moment before the air around all of you seems to thicken and become heavy, as if there's a dense fog that begins forming in the room. And you all kind of like blink your eyes and try to move the fog away in the air, but it just continues to thicken and thicken until beneath you, your feet up to your shins feel wet. And then the fog begins to roll away, and you all are in a grove of mangrove trees, almost in a swamp. And in the center of this grove is a small island on which Nevi is currently sitting, a pool around it. And the pool ripples for a moment before you all can see in the waters what Nevi is seeing through her eyes. You can see yourselves as her eyes shift around the grove and at you all. It seems that this pool is showing whatever is currently being processed by Nevi.
Well,
I think we're standing in her eyes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Lilith looks around, smiles a little. It seems like my Patreon has heeded my words. Welcome, friends, to the in-between. This seems to be his world, but linked with Nevi's world. Is Nevi there with us, or is it just the three of us?
Nevi is there with you, but she is seated kind of on like a small mounding island in the middle, crisscross
Okay.
applesauce like she was before, while you guys are standing
In
around
the
the
water,
outside
okay.
looking in the pool.
Right. Nevi, are you there? Can you request for this being, we'll call it, to join us? Your friends are
Would
here,
they-
your family is here.
Corey, would they be able to feel Nevi's feelings with this? Would they just see it? Would they hear it?
From what you all are observing right now, it seems to be a visual aspect. You don't know if you go deeper into this as you're currently conscious, if it will reflect anything subconsciously. But currently it's just a visual phenomenon.
So, Nevi, sister, I need you to take a deep breath. I need you to breathe in and breathe out. Listen only to my voice. Breathe in, breathe out. With each breath, you sink deeper, deeper. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. and slip away under the water.
Now I'm distracted.
Nevi, go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
I am your therapist.
What
Bad
it's worth.
therapist.
If you're trying to hypnotize her, I do have hypnotic pattern. I could literally hypnotize
Oh
her.
my god, this is
We
awesome.
could just make this a
Wow.
full-on drug trip.
I'm drunk, let's make you high.
I got a 10.
10. Okay. So, Nevi, you begin to focus on the sound of Lilith's voice and the slight lapping of water in the area. And the mangrove begins to fall away in your mind. And you all watching in the water begin to see flashes of what Nevi is viewing. But Nevi, you try to focus and bring it into control and hone in on what you want, but it seems like it is entirely spiraling out of control. At first, you all see Nevi speaking to other young children who are deriding her, and then one has a toy sword and begins hitting her before a woman that you all recognize because of Lilith's transformation as a younger version of Nevi's mother coming over and getting the other children to stop and punishing them, telling them to go away and taking their toys, and then holding Nevi close. And as she begins to hold Nevi close, the water around you begins to get warm and bubble, and it begins to almost burn and boil as you begin to get flashes of Nevi lost in the woods at night. And you see glimpses of this deep red colored gigantic monster darting in between the woods. As she's running, the branches tearing at her face, you can feel this rips against soft childlike skin as she ends up diving into almost like a hollow of the trees, scared and shaking. You see kind of a fire burning in the distance. The tree seems to almost creak and move as vines curl up and around, covering her hiding place. They begin to bloom. Nevi, while this is going on, your heart begins racing and your breathing becomes heavier and deeper and panicked. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw now.
While this kind of culminates, we could can he move physically?
Yeah, you can physically
Okay,
move.
cool. He is, as this is all the fire and everything starts going, he is going to run to the island that Nevi is on.
Okay.
And does he have his did he mind teleport here with his weapons?
You do
Or
not
is
have
he-
any weapon or anything on you.
Joke's on you. I got 2 cannons. Yeah, no, he's going to at least attempt, unless something physically stops him, to run up, basically stand up next to her and just kind of get his arms ready and just get ready to protect and attack, I guess.
Okay.
But he's going to full on dash through this to her island.
Okay.
Lilith will take flight and rush towards the island as well.
Okay.
Dr. Ray will wait and see what's happening.
Okay. All right.
Probably smart.
And Nevi is going to roll an 18.
Hey.
So, Nevi, as your heart begins to race and your breathing becomes more shallow, you hear kind of in the distance far away splashing, and then you feel 2 presences near you. And you recognize the feeling of the presence, that it is your friends. It's Kaneen, it's Lilith. They're guarding you and protecting you from these unseen forces that are causing you to panic. So you're able to kind of find yourself and bring it in and begin to focus and channel the energy. The vision shifts again at this point as Nevi finds some sort of focus. And you all see Nevi wandering away from the camp. The water around you begins to cool down and settle. Nevi wandering away from the camp not even a few days prior. And you can see in the distance this large, imposing figure that didn't look entirely unlike the figure darting through the woods, but there's something different about it. Instead of a malicious intent or imposing stance, it has a gentleness, and you can see vines crawling up the body, horns wrapped and wreathed in flowers instead of fire that you had seen in the distance. You hear a deep voice, but you can't quite make out what it was saying, almost as if the words mattered less than the moment to Nevi at the time. And as you get closer, the vision begins to waver, and the being kind of sprouts and blooms, the vines all on it. And you all begin to feel yourself pulled away from the vision, almost as if it's interrupted. But you hear in the back of your mind, not even verbally, a name, a word. Naviask.
You spell that.
Naviask.
Thanks.
The fog dense comes in again, as it seems like this connection is not as stable. It's not holding. And eventually the fog clears, and you're all back in the living room.
Nevi, who is Naviask?
Corey,
You don't know.
do I know this?
Nope. You've never heard this name before. You've never heard this word before.
Okay, fantastic. Just making sure.
I will like to rattle my mind. And can I do... Let's see, I think... Where did you go? Can I do a history or a religion check to see if that name comes to mind?
Which one do you want?
Let's do religion.
Okay.
9.
No, you never heard of it.
Is there a library or like a branch of the Cobalt Soul or a temple to Ioun or any sort of repository of information in this town?
Not here that you've seen. You know there's a library of the Cobalt Souls at Ank'Rel. It's one of its main branches. Other than that, the closest library of the Cobalt Soul would be in the Empire.
Cool.
Prolax maybe wouldn't...
Prolix?
Prolapse,
Not
prolax.
Pretty sure
I
that's
said
what they said.
prolax. I thought I said prolax.
I didn't actually.
Miralax.
Miralax. The group can never get names right. Look, in real life, I can get names right, so hi. So maybe we can ask
start
him.
Naming people names like John and George.
That would make my life easier. Just
Nothing
saying.
creative.
Done. I will still butcher them. It is a character trait.
John, Jojo.
Kanine will learn your name and then find a good name to call you.
So there's that, and well, there was that group of individuals that was at that campsite that you seem to be well attuned with, Nevi. Maybe they have a deeper connection to nature and know more than any of us, because that was a being that seemed to be very well, not pun intended, looks towards Dr. Ray, well grounded.
He's just going to sigh.
Look, nature's not my thing. Okay, let's see this. So
What's nature? I don't know if I've ever seen a nature. What is? I feel like is there more to life than just dirt and like sand and ash?
Evie is going to reach into her pouch and take out a little pressed flower. Just going to look at it for a moment and hand it to Dr. Ray.
Weird.
I was waiting for you to like lick it or something.
That was my first temptation, and I was like, Dr. Ray would probably not eat Nevi's flower. Probably.
By the way, I was going to let you know this in case another role had came up for you. Our good follower here, Smiley T, redeemed inspiration for you, Nevi.
Thank
Oh.
you. Okay. So, how much is anyone able to? Never mind. I'm going to table that thought.
Table that thought then.
I'm gonna table it.
I just
I
realized
do
I do
a
have a
wisdom-
pressed flower.
Oh, pretty!
And you didn't lick it, so look at that.
Yeah.
I do a wisdom or insight check about Neviask.
Um,
Or are we
So-
just going with I know nothing?
no, so insight would be more of like trying to determine the like truthfulness or intent of someone that
Okay.
you're currently either recalling information about or that you're talking to at the moment or just talked to. And to recall information about a name or a figure or a word, that would be more of either a history check or a religion check or something to recall information, like an intelligence-based check. But it depends on what information you want to recall.
Just if there's anything that Nevi would have learned either through the instruction she's received or anything lingering in the back of her mind.
So that would be a history check. Go ahead and make it a history check.
Okay.
You have that inspiration.
You do have inspiration, so you can re-roll and take the higher
Okay.
if you want.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Dad. Oh, yes, it went from a 9 to a 21.
Nice.
wow.
Get inspired.
So you haven't heard the name Naviesk before, but the figure, you remember seeing something a long time ago back at home in a children's book. And the children's book was about the Feywild. You had originally gotten it because of your new friend, Lilith. You were looking for anything you could find that had to do with the Feywild after you learned about Lilith. And in that children's book, it was about a demon who was touched by the summer court queen, Tatiana.
I remember anything more about the story, or is it
Not
just
really, you
that's
just
the
remember-
story?
It was kind of one of those really basic, simple children's book where it was mostly pictures and a very broad, loose story around it about redemption. And you had always just kind of passed it off as a children's story, the standard children's story of bad guy meets good person, becomes good.
Okay.
And that was kind of the through line of the story.
Dr. Ray, have you heard anything about Tatiana?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, like there's a Tatiana and like a Natasha or something in the Feywild, which are both Russian names, which is also the Baba Yaga's origin. So I think it's all connected, but I don't know. And then can I roll to see if I do in fact know anything?
Make a history check with disadvantage because this is not your field of study.
Okay, that's fair.
Feywild is not your specialty at all.
No. You said history check?
Yes.
At that question, when she mentions Tatiana, I would like to make that check too, after Dr. Ray.
You do know who Tatiana is.
I mean, again, Kaneen dated Tatiana, so he also knows who she is. Unless we're talking about a different Tatiana, but Kaneen's pretty sure he knows who it is.
Kaneen knows Tatiana
she was great,
biblically.
you know, just she had her own issues.
I have like proficiency, the filled in circle with the circle around it in history, so my lowest is an 18.
Lowest is an 18, okay. So you generally know who Tatiana is in lore. She's the queen of the summer court. She's super powerful archfey, usually pretty kind, but fae are tricky in general, so usually you end up owing like a favor, and that can kind of like end up with you owing like years of your life and things like that, but not maliciously. It just ends up you have to serve her court more than you wanted to, or like you end up, you know, giving your firstborn to the fae because you made a deal. But they typically, from what you know of Tatiana as an archfey, those deals don't end in bad or malicious things like some of the other archfey that are out there.
Okay.
But you don't know much more than that. She's one of the like big heads in the Feywild. Like there's two kind of rival courts, the Seelie and the Unseelie, and she's one of the heads of the Seelie court. And that's about all you know.
Okay. So if Nabisco is like related, what was his name?
Naviask.
I literally wrote it down.
Naviask.
Naviask is involved, and he might be linked to Tatiana, then it's possible that you owe some sort of weird debt to them. I don't know if this is like a past life thing or an alternate personality thing or a you died and were brought back to life thing, or if this is a thing at all. But their currency is not coin. It's favors. And like children and time. So maybe we should keep an eye out for that.
Well, we can go get some kids.
Or get some kids. There are plenty on the street who would like a good home in the Feywild.
That's my thought. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'd have grown up with whatever they are.
Yeah, start anew. In a place
Yeah.
where you can wish a thing and that it appears for some reason because the Feywild is stupid. I don't know.
Now I feel kind of gypped that we had the orphanarium, but
Well, you know.
We cannot barter children.
It's not bartering
Maybe we
if they
can't.
want that.
I mean, I can.
It's true.
For their own good. Yeah, I have very few qualms with things like that. But enough. I'm not gonna like kidnap them. I mean, maybe if like their parents are shitty.
This is questionable territory. I'm uncomfortable. Nevi's going to pull out some biscuits and just start nervously handing out biscuits to everybody.
I think you need that too. You should take a nibble off your own biscuit, so to speak.
Giggity.
So that weirdly sounds different.
Not in front of everybody.
I was trying to do like listen to your own advice didn't work. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Malifor's
That is now
Nevi's gonna sit back
new
and just
keg
take a
term.
little bite off her biscuit and be like,
It's good.
See?
It's fine. Tears. ODM,
Uh-huh.
after finally seeing this figure, I know that with my ability, I cannot take the full form of what that figure is, but can I take a semi-form of it? Shape of it?
I mean, in the loosest of sense,
Yeah.
it's not really shaped the same as you. Like
Maybe I
its leg structure is different than
Okay.
yours. It's more cloven hoof satyr-esque in leg structure, and
The
you
horns, yeah.
couldn't manifest the horns. They're not
Or the
something that you
flowers, or
have.
anything that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I missed
maybe
something for a second there, and I thought you were trying to like changeling into an abstract concept, and I was like, can you do that?
we're going to try.
Yeah.
Wait, with our powers combined, don't you have illusionary spells?
I
Besides
have
hallucinary?
like polymorph. Yeah.
But
Oh my
wait, don't
God.
you have don't you
Just
have
became
like
Power
minor illusion
Rangers.
or something like that? I felt like you did.
I have glyph of warding. Identify. No, if I did, it. Oh, are you talking about? No, if I did, I traded it out for something
Okay.
else.
Because I'm like, with our powers combined.
Phantasmal force, if I had it, could possibly help. Or like phantasmal illusion or something.
So, I think we are on a path. We now have a name of who this being or creature that's been infesting your mind, but I am not 100% sure if he's all that to fear. Maybe it's something that you need to accept. Maybe that is the part of letting nature take its route, is that Nevi not holding back and not putting up the walls.
It could also be
But-
way more obvious than that. You're like a druid, right? Just like let your magic flow.
It is true, I've never seen you. Nevi, I don't recall you ever, doing the druid things besides the plants. You're very good at the plants, and love the healing. Trust me, love the healing. But I know
what
that
do you
druids
mean
are
doing the druid thing?
I know druids can shapeshift and change into creatures. Have you ever done
Saw
that?
me. Yeah, you saw me become a mouse.
Oh, that's right. You don't embrace that too much, and maybe that's an issue.
No.
Why don't you do that more often?
There doesn't seem to be a need. And
Not to be harsh, but we just faced a couple of creatures that beat the living shit out of us. You could have turned into a bear or something that, smack.
Oh yeah.
I mean- not to be harsh, but that wasn't necessarily me. And
Fair point.
I don't think that she is very fond of small creatures, children, anything.
Well,
Even the GM who set this up.
well, I think the route is you becoming more accepting of who you are and embracing perhaps this Naviask. But maybe we should find out more about him before we embrace him, because, it'd be really bad if it was actually a demon and you're like, embrace.
Yeah, just punch him in the mouth one way or the other, then figure out later.
I mean, I would like to embrace Lycian and find out more about him.
I know
How
you have
about
the
we
hots
pursue
for
that
him.
quest? He's quite handsome, even if he was dead.
I'm sure we'll find a way to bring him back. I will play your matchmaker.
Evie is going to be eager to move us along. She's terribly uncomfortable. And she's going to kind of make a nod and let Kaneen and Dr. Ray go first.
Go where?
Out the door.
I guess, sure. I guess if nobody's
Out.
going to give Kaneen a hard direction, Kaneen is going to go to the bar.
Yeah.
Without direction, he goes to his natural habitat,
Yeah, let's go
where
drink,
he
buddy.
can either drink or fight or both, and who knows? Maybe
Let's-
take some things. Who knows?
Which is where
Let's
the
go.
wine is at.
Let's go get drunk and rig an arm wrestling contest that I win, but everybody bets on you because you're bigger.
Are you saying Kaneen has to lose an arm wrestling contest?
And you win. But no, well then it's
Play
not
the-
rigging. Let's just go arm wrestle. It's fine.
Okay.
as they begin to walk out, Evie is going to quietly reach out and grab Lilith's hand.
Yes.
Stay a moment. Lilith, there's more.
Oh?
There's more. Not just being a druid. There's more about me that I don't know if you know about or not.
Well, now is the time to share.
Remind me to talk about it when there's grass under my feet and fresh air to be breathed.
Well, we're going to have to make a stop to that gardener, won't we?
Perhaps.
All
And
right.
Nevi is going to smile and slightly swoosh out of the room.
Lilith being the last one. Oh. Prolex. Prolex! Are you there?
Yes?
Odd question.
Tottering down the stairs.
There's a few things that we are going to handle around town before we head off. But I was just curious. This name came up recently, and I don't know too much about it. Have you ever heard the story of Naviask?
Is that a place? A
It's-
person?
A person or a being. I don't know. It's just an old tale that I heard about before. I just wanted to know if there was anybody else that has heard about it before.
No, it hasn't come up in any of my research, but depending on what the person is related to, it might not have really relevance in my area of expertise.
Of course.
You could always ask whenever we get back to Oncorel. There's many places of learning, and perhaps in Oncorel, my organization can help you out some with that as well.
Sounds lovely. Thank you. We'll be back shortly. In case the other friends come back before we do, tell them to hang tight. We'll be back soon.
Of course, whenever you all are ready, just let me know and we'll zip off.
Zippity-doo-dah. And she'll just head out the door.
That was weird. Potter's back upstairs.
She's also slightly drunk.
Does it smell like hooch?
Light this place on fire.
Okay, so you all are headed back to the ready room?
Yes.
Okay. You all go back to the ready room, the large barn that serves as inn, tavern, general store, all of the above. Normal gathering of people there. Question is not there at this time. You do recall that Prolix said that she will be going back with you all, so she's probably gathering her things, getting ready to go. Is what you can determine from that. But other than that, just milling about a bunch of different people. No one of note that you've met before other than the owners. Downstairs is where Prima, the sister of the duo that owns the ready room, is kind of cleaning up the whatever rooms were used that night. Rooms being loosely their stalls with curtains in front of them. But she's cleaning those and seems to be tidying them, as well as minding the general store downstairs. And then her brother Delez, who is usually running the bar upstairs, seems to be up there.
Are there any artisans in this general shop or any place that would do like custom requests?
There's not really like any makers or anything like that here. Most of what's here is imported or made like on the fly here. And it's not made by anyone particularly skilled. Like the hooch that they make here isn't very good. They're not skilled at making it, but it's something to have.
It's no orphanarium hooch.
It's no orphanarium hooch. Gerald's hooch, you know. But yeah, there's not really like any like smiths or artisans or anything like that exist here. It's too kind of dangerous of a place. But there will be an Ank'Rel whenever you go there. It's a big city. There'll be plenty of stuff.
Cool. All right. I guess if Kaneen hasn't already taken a seat, Lilith will find a place nearby Prima.
Prima's downstairs.
Or downstairs. So the other
yeah, there's
owner...
no like seats or anything there. That's where the general store and the like stalls that you can rent as rooms for the evening are.
Okay.
And then upstairs in the loft of the barn is where the bar is.
Okay. Up to the loft, to the bar, where the other owner, I'm assuming, is up there again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Delez.
Yes, thank you.
Is the one owner at the bar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Delez.
Okay.
Delez.
Yeah, that would be where Kaneen is, and he is trying to talk to him.
All right. I will
So I
join.
love it. It's perfect. Kaneen's, we're just gonna enter in the middle of this conversation. Because
Okay.
he'd be like, so what I'm saying is that it's not like that it's poisoned, but word on the street is that they're trying to get some of it back because somebody shit in the big vat that makes all the wine.
So, the wine is
Like,
bad.
At the
because-
source, somebody shit in it. So this is literally shit wine.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not like I mean, how much would that house have cost you? Like I'll compensate. Like we're good at this point. Like you
no,
took
it's
care
not,
of us. Like,
it's
I don't
not
want you guys
your-
to lose
it's
money
not your
on this.
bill. I'll just write.
I'm also
to
pretty sure that
on
Ellie
Corral.
knew about that because
Oh,
she tried to kill us in Betrayer's Rise at least 2 different times. You can
wow.
talk to
You know,
AO about that. And
Prolix
her
tried
friends, like,
to warn me about her and her organization, but I thought, just kind of doddering old man with a grudge.
we were kind of warned, but we went in anyways, and then she straight up tried to stab us, and then she caused an earthquake and tried to kill us again.
Yikes. We have a bunch. Well, not a bunch. She didn't bring that much. About 2 crates of them in the basement that we dug out here, like the root cellar that we dug out for the kitchen's purposes. We'll just go ahead and throw those out.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Again, that is my family's wine, and coming upon this knowledge that the wine has been tampered with, I need to see for myself and inspect the wine and go through everything. I also need to go through the trade routes, and I need to see the crates personally, just so I'm able to track back exactly see what's going on. And I'm very, very concerned to what Eloisia might have done to it as well.
Well, there's not like an established trade route with this. She just brought it in for payment.
Perfectly
But
fine.
I have heard of a merchant that came into town recently with some other wine. So.
Oh, that's not good. Did the merchant tell you perhaps where they were going next, or their next
I didn't
destination?
speak to them. I just heard of a new merchant. We don't get a lot of merchants in town. But I heard that one got in like last night or something like that. Recently was staying like at a tent right outside the walls. Didn't want to come in and stay here because of the whole, evil temple thing. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to stay here either if I didn't have to. But he just set up camp out there. I don't know if he's still there though, or if they moved on. There's not great trade here, so and usually merchants charge a pretty hefty price for being here.
Well, thank you. That is a wealth of knowledge that I will pursue. But please, do me a favor, for the Bathory name and for our wine, if any shipment comes in, unless it is personally from me that has my seal of approval, don't accept it as payment. I would hate for your business.
I'm off of accepting anything third party now. Like we're just going with Bazazan Hooch and some beer that we've brewed at this point.
Sounds wonderful. And you know what? For your troubles and to help aid in making your own, here's a couple gold pieces. I tend to like to help the local communities and the establishments in areas, so I hope this helps.
Oh, you didn't have to do that, man, but I appreciate it. If you want to look at those 2 crates down in the root cellar, just let Prima know downstairs, and she can take you down.
I would appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Sorry for the inconvenience and the shit wine.
No, I apologize on the behalf of the Bathory family for this. It is something that should not have happened to your establishment. We only serve the best, and I hate to know that you got something that doesn't meet our standards.
Well, the good news is most folks around here couldn't afford it anyway, so it is what it is.
I will take care of those wines for you. Thank you. Kanine, I could use your assistance with, carrying and taking care of those wines.
Of course. 1 second. He's going to turn back to the owner and be like, the Bezos Hooch. He's going to slide his water, getting over and be like, can I go ahead and top off? As also, do you know a guy named Gerald?
High or low?
I don't usually pick low. I think he usually goes low. Let's go with low.
Oh, yeah, Gerald. We went to brewery school together.
Did he show you this recipe?
Back. Yeah. It was ingenious.
Is Dr. Ray in the tavern right now?
I'm trying to find question. So I'm not here for this.
He's gonna look at Lilith. Professor, like, Lily, you heard that they said this is Gerald's thing, like.
I have. I'm sure Dr. Ray would love to know.
You're my witness. I was like, grew up with Gerald, great guy, best hooch around.
Oh man,
I
hands
have
down.
to say, it was
just so great.
It was wonderful, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for a moment. And she'll just like stumble off a little bit, maybe hit a banister or something like that. As she tries to find her way back down to the bottom.
She's a little
floor.
small to be drinking the hooch, but she sure put it away this morning for better
If
or
she
worse.
hears that, she goes, "It was wonderful, though."
I mean,
Best
Gerald's
on the
brew
continent.
is a little strong for the more slight of frame amongst us. But
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would come from a gnome, but here we are.
you know, those gnomes, they act like they can't, but they can party.
Oh yeah, he's great.
You've seen some of those inventions that they bring to parties, man. But anyways, I could talk about Gerald and his rangers all day. But
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go throw away a couple casts for you.
yeah, thanks. I
anyways.
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for being great. You know, always love a good tavern owner. I hate to have to fight him. So
I would hate to fight you too. So just because you're big and muscly. But we'll see you around if you ever make it back and you know the tavern's still standing and hasn't been burnt down by the demon portal.
I'll tell you what, if the demon portal burns your tavern down, I'll burn the demon portal down.
You know, that'd be great. Maybe work on doing that before it burns the tavern down. That would be kind of my preference here. But, you know, who am I?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I
Tell
did
it
try
around.
once and we made it through, and you know, I guess it didn't close it. I thought, you know, it was kind of like a boop, 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 make it through, and then quest complete, thing shut down. Yeah, it turns out, guess not. So,
Yeah.
you know what? He's gonna kind of point to the stumbling teenager that he has with him now, and kind of like off into the distance and be like, you know, we got everybody else around is, you know, which would be a teenager.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, they're a lot smarter, so I'm sure, like, you know, they kind of point me in the direction, do what I can. So we'll figure something out, though.
I get you. I do the same.
They're with
Paramount.
cults
It's
and
fine.
stuff, yeah.
But good luck with the wine and the drunk kid.
Yeah, for sure, it'll be good.
I'm 16.
I'm not a child, father.
I can handle my own.
I love it.
My own hooch.
So I love him while staring at the hooch. Like, I love him.
You can't tell me who I can love.
Yeah, and he's gonna follow Lil downstairs, I guess, to the poop wine.
Is anybody else besides Kaneen with us? Did Nevi catch up?
Nevi is just going to quietly traipse along. He doesn't want anything to do with poop wine. But she's going to follow you.
And Nevi's like, wait, did we actually shit in the wine? What happened?
I
What did I
mean,
miss?
we gotta follow through at this point.
I mean,
Nevi
Kaneen
is
just made it so
distraught.
nobody had to shit in the wine, and he just, you know, potentially did a much bigger blow than he may have intended to, the battery name, but meh.
And as we're going, Nevi is going to pull out a little chunk of bread and some cheese and
Ooh, bread.
hand it to Lilith. Like, here you go.
Sounds right.
This is the best bread.
Some
So,
cheese with it, sweetheart.
So where's this wine? I gotta get out of here.
Is this sourdough?
So you all go back downstairs and you explain the situation to Prima, and she goes ahead and directs you down to the root cellar, which is like a rough-hewn dugout cellar underneath the barn that is now a tavern. And it's not a very big space. It's mostly like a bunch of shelves with like preserved goods on it that they've had shipped in, as well as some root vegetables and things of that nature that keep longer. And then you do see kind of stacks of crates in the corner.
Motherfucker.
At this point, Dr. Ray runs up, out of breath, and is like, This seemed way more interesting. I was gonna tell Question that our friends are dead, but that can wait. I want to move some shit wine.
I heard we were doing the poop wine thing. Didn't want to miss it. I'm so sorry.
My family's wine's not shitty.
Well, it will be.
You're gonna poop in the poop. That's not like a thing. Like once it's poop wine, it's already. I guess. I mean,
Does Dr. Ray wear pants?
Yes. Like very 2004 anime boy cargo pants. They're a little bit ripped at the bottom.
The moment you start to unbutton, Nevi is going to turn and walk away.
No. I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to do it at the source. It's fine. I don't have enough for every single barrel. It's fine.
God, they track their poop.
so Knees, I guess, gonna grab. Actually, he's gonna.
Don't break it. Don't break it.
I was just gonna take it outside.
Or poop in it.
I don't want to break poop wine. I don't. It's already pooped in. Why do I need to poop in it more? That's not my intent.
The more you say something, it does become true, right?
Knees gonna turn and be like, "Are any of these Gerald's hooch?" He's gonna kind of point to the other cast
no
around,
more.
I guess, and see.
The smell.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Man.
You keep doing this to yourself. You have no one to blame but you.
Why he does that? Is there anybody down here with us, or is it just us?
No, pretty much just kind of shows you down and then goes about her business.
11.
11. You do not see anything that appears to be hooch at a glance. The casks that are down here are unmarked for the most part. So could be beer, could be hooch, could be water.
Fair enough. I'm not sure I could put a whole cask in my bag of holding anyways. I'm not sure the logistics of that.
Yeah.
I'll just dump it in and then
heavy.
reach my reach my thing into the bag. Stays 15 pounds. It's just about fitting it physically into the opening of the bag.
Yeah, but it has a limit of space and weight to it.
Yeah, I think a cask will work.
What's already in there?
Not much.
Just tie it to you?
That was the second goal, but I mean the malls are
I was
already
coming
there.
upstairs with a cask
A
of...
keg tied to his back.
This got pooped in too. Don't know how that happened.
I'm just gonna
And we all look
nod
at Dr. Ray.
No idea how this is gonna happen.
Syndrome.
But yeah, I guess Kanee's gonna grab the two things of port and be like, so what are we doing with these?
Well, we found out that there's a merchant outside looking towards Dr. Ray and Navi that might have connection to some of the shipment of my family's wine. The thing is I don't know if they're in cahoots, as you two might say, and talk. Anyways, I don't know if it would be a trustworthy individual right off the bat, so we might have to come off as dumbfounded people to try to get information out of them.
I mean, I can play that well. Alternatively,
that's why I was thinking, why am
if they're not a large person. 16's kind of late for that, but I mean,
I'm a late bloomer.
It is what it is.
You don't know changelings.
I know doppelginger, so. In the worst case scenario, if he's not also large,
for a second.
She's gonna try to pat it out. I hope it goes back.
Each pat, the hair changes.
Oh, I guess he's gonna stop when it gets back to normal. He's just gonna start carrying these things outside. It's like, I don't know. Kaneen has lost control of the situation that he never really had control of, but he knows it's gone, and so he is going to take the poop wine and go outside with it.
Via is going to swirl her cloak off and just gently drape it over Lilith's shoulders and smile as she pulls the hood up to cover the changing hair.
Okay, as you will go ahead and begin to make your way out of the root cellar, Dr. Ray, kind of out of the corner of your eye, you notice something that scuttles quickly across the ceiling before it disappears. And
What does? Sorry.
You just see out of the corner of your eye something that crawls its way along the ceiling and then disappears. The glimpse that you get out of it, you see one large eye kind of watching you all ascend. This like spiky body with talons and claws on the ceiling as it crawls, before it just disappears.
Oh no. Is that one of those Volo eyeball things or Xanathar? Whichever one's the eyeball.
Make a nature or an arcana check.
Ooh, fuck
Stop it.
you.
21.
You do recall generally what this is. It's called a Nothic. They're usually kind of spies or like lower level messengers or go fetch kind of creatures for nastier things.
Did I see what direction it went in?
It disappeared.
Ah, fuck.
It like crawled
Hey.
across the ceiling watching you guys and then disappeared.
Okay, we're being spied on by a Nothic. That thing is definitely reporting to somebody, so we're on somebody's radar. That's no good. It disappeared. Otherwise, I'd say let's follow it. Keep an eye out for a weird eyeball monster. Not a what is it called? Beholder. Not one of those. It kind of looks like it's got like weird crow feet and just a giant. You'll know it if you see it.
I have a feeling I know what it is.
Is it from your
Everything with
family?
eyes. Gotcha.
That's why I was about to ask. Is it something I'm like, yes, Elizabeth, you bitch.
You have known Elizabeth to use Nothics before, yes.
Yeah. I'm like, that would be Elizabeth's pet. Doesn't surprise
one who
me.
pooped in the
She's
wine?
watching. She ignores that. Dr. Ray, you be right to be wary and to keep our eyes open for anything else that could be watching in on us. Especially if we head over towards that tent. Unfortunately, we've already announced that we were going to go to that tent.
Might as well.
Better get there quickly.
Okay. You go ahead and you leave the city itself and head to directly outside in kind of the wasted area. And it's not difficult to spot the collection of tents right outside. And it appears to be about 5 tents, 3 of fairly large size and 2 that appear a little bit smaller. Very colorful. Not appearing of local make, appearing more Marquesian and exotic than here.
Okay.
But Marquesian merchants are known for their far-reaching trade. So for someone from Marquette to be out in somewhere weird, not particularly odd. Marquette's a very big trade area, and they tend to have as far-reaching trade routes as they can manage without getting into political conflicts or turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
And many different countries have been moving to trade with Xhorhas recently, since it has weakened due to the war.
Great. Well, friends, let's see if we can find this merchant and his tent. I would like to have a word with him. Merchants love money, and I think that will probably speak best. I think perhaps I could pay him off to stop the trade, because I don't think that anything else will work with them.
Beat him up to where he can't trade.
We're waiting. Nevi is going to quietly hand Lilith a glass of water, trying to sober her back up.
I'm fine. Okay.
Marquette is not part of the Empire, correct?
No, Marquette is on another continent.
Yeah.
So Marquette is the actual, like, country where Ank'Harel is. Ank'Harel is the capital of Marquette.
And it's also where Aloysius' cult is established, and where my sisters apparently have been to and have given them their wine, and so on and so on and so on. God.
I mean, they could have stolen it.
I mean, it's a possibility, but like I said, one could break one's bones, but if the money is good, the bones will heal and they'll go back to trade, or they'll find a way, or the information will get back to the sisters. If anything, like I said, with a good amount of money, I could pay them to say, no longer should you bring the wine this direction, and just keep it between us. Basically find out how much my sisters are paying them, and just pay them a little bit more.
Well, your sister's weird eyeball spies are already on the case anyway, so she will know that you're behind it, probably. So it's really your call. I don't want to get involved in your family business and tell you what to do, but, you know.
Darling, knowing my sisters, you're already involved.
Great! I have siblings now!
Dear.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of paying off merchants. That's
After
fine.
you
We
meet
could also...
Elizabeth, you'll probably wish you were an orphan again.
Well, does this mean I get a cut of the inheritance?
You know, if we go that route, I might be fine with that. You help me take over the family business, and I'll make sure everyone is taken care of.
Dr. Ray will remember this.
I will adopt you both as a 16-year-old.
Family's complicated.
Are you older than me? Yeah, all of you are older than me. I'll be like,
Yeah.
you're my family now.
It's sweet in its own way.
Come to Mama Lilith.
Oh my god.
See,
All
money
right.
does solve everything. Money does buy happiness.
While Lilith is busy telling the orphans that she's going to adopt them, Nevi is already making plans of how to find proper care. A governess.
Okay.
We know where the gentleman is that we're looking for.
Nope, we just know he's in a tent, and here's some tents. Are these tents set up to actually show off some of their products? Or is this
No, the
more...
tent doesn't seem like set up for as like a shop or anything like that. It seems more traveling caravan-esque.
Cool.
Just hoping for like farmer's market vibe.
Ooh, I like a good farmer's market. I love the local stuff. Again, that's why I'm trying to solve here. Keep it local. So I guess finding a nearby individual, I will introduce myself to them.
Okay. As you approach the like tents in the area, you see there are about 4 individuals kind of like lounging, milling about that seem to be hands for hire mercenary guard like people. And they seem to be like kind of gathered near the smaller tents. And then where they're rounded up, there's 3 larger tents in the back and 2 smaller ones kind of situated closer to the road that seem to be these guarding tents. And then in the center is what appears to have been the previous night, like a fire pit or something where they've kept that, as well as cookware that's set out and things of that nature. They don't appear to be like packing up or anything like that. Like Delez said, he didn't know if they were going to be sticking around, but they don't appear to be leaving anytime soon.
Are there children in the area?
No, you do not see any children.
Okay.
With the fairies, right?
Approaching one of the individuals. Hello. Sorry to intrude. I am just wondering, we were told there was a merchant in this area that had some of this wonderful wine here that we came across in a tavern. I just wanted to see if they had more themselves. I just don't know who I should be speaking to.
Well, we were all hired by Dresha. He's the man in the big colorful tent in the back. I know he's carrying some wine, but he's mostly here to establish like a trade connection from Marquette to here of Marquesian like rare fruits and things of that nature. Stuff from the jewel of the desert, I think he called it, or something.
Okay. Wonderful. I would love to speak to him. Do you mind if we go approach?
Let me just get one moment.
Of course.
She kind of like walks over to the largest tent and opens the flap, and you hear like voices for a moment back and forth before she closes the flap again and comes back over. She's like, oh yeah, he's just in the tent having like afternoon something. He's doing something very foreign.
Afternoon tea?
No.
Afternoon delight?
Maybe?
Nap?
I'm not going in if
Maybe.
that's the case.
It's
Oh, I will.
these Marquesians are weird.
I'm just gonna be spooping.
But
Into the wine.
head on in.
Afternoon constitutional, he's just pooping.
Yep.
Thank you, and she'll head in.
Okay. As soon as you all enter the tent, it is very different from what any of you are used to seeing. The floor of the tent has been completely covered in these colorful rugs in the area, and like it looks like the sand has been dug out in the center to make almost like a sunken living room kind of vibe with cushions arranged around.
I love
And
it.
you see a rather rotund man draped on the cushions, his shirt open all the way to his belly button, with just lots of chest and stomach fat hair. And he has a large tube with a very, very large metal end to it attached to a very large pipe that we as humans would know as a hookah, but nothing that any of you have seen ever before. This is entirely new to you. That he seems to be smoking, and there is a small tray next to him on the raised section that he is lounged on that has very exotic fruits and this kind of honey-colored liquid low in a glass with what looks like almost see-through pieces of something floating in it. We know this as ice. But ice and drinks would be a very rare thing and very expensive thing to have, especially in somewhere like the Wastes. Indeed. Not something you would normally wander across. He is very colorful. He has a lot of braids in his, like, very curly black hair, very well oiled and kept beard. And oddly, on his head is this very large, almost musketeer-esque hat, which does not really fit with the rest of the ensemble, with huge feathers coming off of it. He is a strange and striking figure. Oh, welcome! Welcome! I am Dresha. Welcome to my traveling caravan of delights. What can I do for you all today?
Lilith
Come
will,
sit.
Approach, and before sitting will extend her hand to shake.
He takes it, and he does not shake your hand. Instead, he plants a very wet kiss on the back of your hand.
She sheepishly grins a little bit because she knows this all too well. My, it's finally nice to meet a gentleman that knows how to treat a lady. And she'll take a seat.
Well, I have been all over and treated many ladies, and they seem to have enjoyed my company, or at least my fine gifts. Your friends can come in as well, please. Your guards can sit. Looking specifically at Dr. Ray and Kaneen.
Lilith will just grin ear to ear with that remark.
That's fine.
Kaneen, are you carrying in the cases of wine? Have you been carrying it this entire time?
Just got him under my arms. Just
Okay.
hanging out with him. Yeah.
Wonderful. Kaneen, thank you, darling, for bringing those in. I was told that you have possibly brought in a shipment of some of these wines with you.
I have fine Marquesian wine, but I am not certain of the vintner of those cases that you have there.
I do believe, and she lives. It's a Bathory wine. It looks like. So this is new to you. Never seen it before.
Yeah, never heard of them.
Wonderful, but. That off to the side. In search of this wine, though, your bodyguards outside happened to mention to me that, of course, you are a fine man of established gentlemen here for trade, and that you've brought in some delicacies and some wonderful fruits. One mentioned the jewel of the desert, and that struck me very curiously.
Oh, well, they were, a little misinformed. So the jewel of the desert is rather a dessert specialty that we carry from the far reaches of Marquette. The location that they were speaking of is the Jewel of Hope, of course, on Corel, where I hail from. And he then, like, flicks his finger, and just an outline of a nondescript person comes over carrying a tray, and on it you see an arrangement of exotic fruit, and then in the center of the plate is a layered pastry that seems to be glistening, dripping with honey and crushed nuts, and you see what looks like flowers kind of scattered across the top of it, very reminiscent of baklava. He's like, this is the pastry I was speaking of, the jewel of the desert. It resembles a jewel in the sense of its glistening honey that drips off of it, as well as the pistachio nuts, reminiscent of the sands of the desert themselves, and then the exotic flowers from our oasis in Angarel. It's quite divine. Here, please try some.
Of course, I must. Your description is divine. And she'll take a bite.
He gives one to Lilith, and he gives one to Nevi. He does not offer them to the guards.
Evie is just going to maintain eye contact with him while she just gently pops it in her mouth and
He like maintains uncomfortable eye contact. Like smoldering uncomfortable eye contact, and he kind of like grabs the side of his shirt and like moves it to the side a little bit more. It is weird.
Going for a nip slip.
as he's
Yeah.
moving his shirt to the side,
Oh no.
Navi's just going to quietly grab the corner of her shirt and pull it up a little bit further.
This is what you want, right?
He gives like a playful look for a moment before turning his attention back to Lilith. He's like, well, do you enjoy it? Is it to your standards?
This is one of the most divine pastries I've ever tasted. So exquisite and exotic. I am
Well,
impressed.
we do have fine taste in Marquette.
I guess I will have to visit it sometime soon. However, I see a great venture here. Perhaps you and I can be of aid to each other.
Of course, yes. If you are looking to establish trade of fine goods, I found the Jorhassian landscape a little less than inviting than I hoped. One would think with the sad war happening, they would want a few pleasures, but they're happier with their crickets and their bucks.
They got pretty good hooch too.
I would have to agree with you on that one, but it's just finding the right foothold and the correct people to serve it to. Now then, let's talk business. You see, I do have the means to distribute and help you with this lovely delicacy. And I would say I would, of course, pay for shipments and for this and make profits. But I am a woman that loves to deal with individuals that solely are devoted towards me and not do dealings with others. Perhaps we can make a business deal?
An exclusive contract would run
Exactly.
quite pricey. How about this? I will put together a magnificent feast of what I have brought and a party. And I'll draw up my terms for the contract. We can have a gathering of fate, if you will, and then we can go over the terms of the contract during the party. I know many on Wild Mount don't like to mix business and pleasure, but that's how things are in Marquette. And business and pleasure go hand in hand. Why separate the best things in life? We can go over the contract then whenever you return for the dinner and come to an agreement over some honey wine and some fruit.
Evie is going to mind link with Lilith at this point. You are not trying to sell me again.
Okay.
Look, third time's a charm. I would never
No.
sell you, sister.
Winifred Sanderson, when did you get here? This time?
I would never sell you out. Anyways, she just smiles. So I'm like, that sounds delightful. Strike up a good deal, and we will talk about it.
That sounds excellent. Oh, well, I will see you just after dusk. Everything should be prepared. I find that is the best time for business and an even better time for pleasure.
Can we say why this discussion is going on? Lilith is taking a look around to see if there's any of those lovely spies hanging around this tent.
Make a perception check.
I had also wanted, but didn't want to interrupt the conversation, that when he said he wasn't familiar with the Bathory wine, I wanted to insight check that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight check.
I think this guy is lying. Yeah, that's an 18.
18. So he definitely seems like he has heard the name at least before and is trying to backpedal.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
That's a 14 perception.
14. You do not see anything in the area other than the lavishness of the tent. You do see the outlines of people, like vague outlines of people, but those don't seem sentient in like a real sense. They seem more magic induced.
Well then, she stands, smiles. Until at dusk, we will meet. Do you mind, though? I would be happy to pay for this. She looks over towards it. They have worked so hard today. I feel like rewarding them. How much for 2 extra pieces of this delicious pastry?
Oh, it is no matter. Whenever you return, there will be all the baklava you and your entourage can consume.
She looks over to them. Did you hear that? Continue to behave, and I'll let you have some.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think it's nearly time for your afternoon enema, though.
She looks over. One must stay clean.
You have to be clean to party, I understand.
She just smiles.
Kanine's not sure he wants that kind of party.
So go to Marquette.
Just steps back and looks at Dr. Ray, keeping her face away from Dresha, and be like, my glove, I will get you.
Dr. Ray just winks.
Till tonight, she walks out. Come, servants. As she looks at Dr. Ray.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything on the way out the tent that looks expensive? Because Kanine would like to try to steal it.
Make a perception check.
Good.
Aha, he has that one. Aha, that's a 21.
21.
Nice.
There are many things in this tent that look expensive that are within arm's reach whenever you go to leave. You see a tray that has bottles of what look like very expensive perfumes or oils, as well as a very expensive silver brush and a very expensive silver handled mirror. You also see on the way out a what looks like a trunk that has silks and fabrics kind of half pulled out, overflowing from it. That are very expensive fabrics. And then as well.
Does Kanine still have hair?
Yeah.
Yes.
The brush definitely piqued my interest, admittedly.
And then also on the way out, you see what looks like a kind of large locked chest. By large, I mean maybe 6 inches long by 4 inches deep, so a small coffer chest that might be a container for jewelry or small trinket expensive items, but it looks very finely made. There's a crisis happening.
So I was also trying to double check something as well. I was trying to double check the bag of holding to see how feasible certain things are.
Uh-huh.
And actually reading through it, it's different than I thought it was. First off, the bag is bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was a much smaller thing. It's like a 2x4 bag. Is it really that big? Outside dimensions, roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
This is a much bigger bag than I thought it was.
Dora the Explorer, you've got your backpack.
Well, it holds 64 cubic feet.
the bag itself isn't like 4 feet in length on the outside. You can put your like arm in 4 feet. You can get like 4 feet into it.
Okay.
And you can open it wide up
That's
2
what she
feet.
said.
So,
but it holds a lot more than that.
but it holds a lot more.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out with that.
Yeah.
That
So
does
like
mean
you can
if
open
this
it
chest
2
is
feet
that
wide
size.
to get something in there. If the thing is larger than 2 feet wide, you wouldn't be
Right.
able to get it in there.
Okay. Yeah, so no casks, but this chest is smaller than that, yeah?
Yes, it's much smaller than that. It's about 6 inches long by 4 inches deep.
Yeah, Kaneen would like to kind of like slip the barrel a little bit and go to like pick it back up.
Uh-huh.
This guy doesn't know that he's a human forklift, so it's fine.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna somewhat drop the barrel, stumble, and then he's going to try to slide of hand and just whoop, right in the bag of holding and pick it up and just kind of scurry out.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
Can I make a distraction, seeing what's going on, to assist and give advantage?
How would you like to distract?
Oh, I have a lot of musical instruments. I'm gonna drop all of my gongs
Okay.
in
All
a
right.
different direction.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with advantage then, Kaneen.
That is a nat 20.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be kind of on the fence a little bit, and I was like, oh, this might not work. But woo, Gongapalooza.
Are you taking the advantage, or would you like me to take a shot?
No, I think you should take a shot. Yeah, we were in a bit of a dungeon, so the last couple that I ended up getting, I just, didn't really have a choice, so
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's time.
It's time. Shot time.
Shot.
Shot.
Everybody!
I just like how, from what I can tell, Dr. Ray's the one who realized what was going on, and boy golly, pretty sure Lilith's gonna be mad.
Nappy realized it. She does not condone it.
Nappy's just ignoring this.
I mean, Kaneen has made it very clear that he is a criminal this entire time.
Yeah. Also,
Very,
we
very explicitly.
have
that
a
one
lifetime
had to delay it.
experience of hustling. So I have a
Every day I'm
sixth
hustling.
sense at this point. Exactly. So I have a sixth sense at this point for when
I mean, farted a little bit, and Dr. Ray
Yeah.
knew exactly. He's like, oh, those are them vibrations.
Yeah, it was in Morse code, actually. It's very talented. He has great
Oh,
finger control.
Wow, are you Lepetamine, Kaneen? Can you like make words with your ass?
I don't think he's that
If
far.
you do
but,
not know who Lepetamine is, I suggest Googling it.
I would outside of everything else you said on there, and everything else you said makes me think I don't want to Google
No,
that.
it's
Is
great.
he the vaudeville guy whose act was
the French clown who
Yeah.
played his ass.
Yep.
Basically, it was a professional farter. Yeah.
Actually,
Honey,
have
when I grow up.
If you have a
You know,
talent.
his life is very interesting. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I really love that fun fact of his existence. But yeah, Google it if you don't know who Lepetamine is.
Or you could not Google the talking butthole guy.
Or you could not
Yeah.
Google the talking and instrument playing butthole guy. It's fine. But I highly suggest you do. I'm not. What?
I'm sorry, chat just screamed on Google.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's a
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
There was like a Stuff You Should Know episode that featured him, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, I love it so much. But yeah, so you go ahead and you grab hold of that little coffer and you scoop it up and you shove it in the bag, and it doesn't seem like anyone else was the wiser, even Lilith.
I think they're going like, hey, you should look. Can we buy that brush sometime? and then sheepishly walk out quick.
I clumsily gather all of my gongs in my arms and then stumble out and then deftly put them back on their hooks.
Wow, your bodyguards are real dumb.
All right.
While Dr. Ray is scooping stuff up, Nevi would like to ask, what's his name? Drayshaw?
Yep, Dresha.
Okay.
DRE''SHA. Dresha.
Excuse me. If we're going to be at the party this evening, it would be very nice for us to dress appropriately to honor beautiful ways. Would you happen to have dresses that myself and my companion might wear?
Oh, I have the finest in Marquesian evening wear. Where are you staying? I will have one of my guards bring a selection to you all for the evening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Nevi let him know where they're staying.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and decide where it is. And he's like, I will send over the finest selection for the evening.
Wonderful.
And something
Thank you.
special for you.
Nevi is going to blush, and she is going to
I hate him
be
so much.
coquettish, even as she's vomiting in the back of her
Yep,
throat.
Yeah, he's so gross. All right, you go ahead and exit out of the area where the tents are, and into the afternoon sun. Surprisingly warm for the Jorhasian Waste. There's not really a lot of clouds in the area or anything like that, so it's quite a warm day. The winds kind of cut through and make it a little bit chillier, but the direct sunlight is a little oppressive, honestly.
Help, I'm being oppressed. So are we like out of?
You'll be dead soon.
Yeah, you're
tent
out
area?
of like the tent area. You're back near the front gates of
How can he's
Bazzoxan.
gonna be like, so we're going to a party tonight? Because I don't have my shirt anymore. I love the whole dungeon thing. I don't have a shirt. I mean, not that it bothers me, but I've been told by most of the people, especially the women in my life, that at fancy parties you're supposed to wear a shirt.
This is very true, and I'm sure we'll figure out figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't
before-
worry about it. I can just not wear a shirt. Good on you, Lil.
Before the shirt, Kanine, might I recommend bathing? It would be good.
Do you say
Have
bathing?
some. I think a bath would do all of us world of good.
He's gonna kind of hold his hand. I was like, I just want to point out that we all went through a dungeon, and I'm very confident I'm the only one who took a bath after we got
yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
maybe we don't point to me, who was no longer covered in blood and grime, and it kind of motions to you guys, be like, just saying.
No, yeah, that stink is me. Sorry, my bad. I haven't showered in about 2 months. Water scarcity, you know.
He's gonna kind of look back at you for a second. He's like, aren't you still in Damali with, like, it's a coastal city? Yeah.
That's a swim. I also swam in the competition. Listen, dragons don't like showers.
So dragons are cats. Got it. Check.
Yeah.
Canon.
Gotta watch my cat around Dr.
They're
Ray.
They're giant fire-breathing cats.
They are.
It is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Cats also have hordes of things that they like that are shiny underneath places and will fight you vehemently for them. So
Actually, and they
Not
sleep
just
20
in-
hours a day.
Visioning
I'm gonna complain about
Kenny
taking a
tossing.
How dare you?
I just can't get the vision of Kanine tossing Dr. Ray into a bathtub of water and Dr. Ray reacting like a cat.
Just like,
That's where a few of his scars have probably come from, admittedly. Like, look, if you want my help with this research, you're taking a bath first. I'm not camping with you for another night. I don't want to. Okay, well, you know what? You need the research. I need to not have you smell. So
Nebby is
All
going to
limbs
reach out.
extended.
Nebby is going to quietly grab Dr. Ray's hand. We'll work something out.
Listen, bath is fine, just not shower. Ugh, shower. Yuck. But I swam in that competition. I lost, but I saved someone's life, I think. So that counteracts the
it was
stink.
Aos, right? Pretty sure it was Aos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's cool.
Yeah. But okay, I
We're
will.
basically best friends already. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't seem to mind, by the way, the stink. And she was like up in my armpit. Actually, she wasn't. I was like 20 feet behind her, but.
The opposite side from everybody else. Like she didn't seem to mind the smell from all the way across the river.
Upstream.
I will
So
back.
while they're talking, Nevi's going to fall behind a little bit, pull a little vial out of her bag, and just kind of shake a few drops of lavender oil at Dr. Ray.
Is it starting to rain? That's so weird. I thought I felt a raindrop. Did anybody else feel that?
No, just you.
Okay. That was my imagination. All right.
About that time in the conversation, you guys have reached around where Prolix's house is. If there's anything anywhere else you guys would like to do, or we can move forward to the evening.
I am fine moving forward towards the evening. I guess I will talk briefly to the group. So this is my thought. As I mentioned before, money speaks, business ventures, yada, yada, yada. If I sweeten the pot and make it seem promising for him to do business with me and only me, I don't think I would have to worry about him doing business with my sisters and making trade with them. And I do have some means to establish a foothold to distribute his wonderful, delicious dessert. It was quite tasty. You really should have tried it.
When Lilith says this, Nevi is going to quietly pull out the 2 pieces that she snuck and hand them to Kaneen and Dr. Ray.
Kaneen's gonna try it. It's a bit rich for my taste, if I'm being entirely honest, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. I feel the same way, which is why in real life when I get them, I get the ones that are like less than an inch square.
Yeah.
I
Are
need
these-
the little ones that you can pop right in, because otherwise it just everywhere.
Yeah.
No, they're actually pretty big, like triangle pieces of it.
So what I'm hearing is that I can half them in size and sell them for full cost and make profit.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, balaclava dealer.
Pull a Disney.
That's a different thing.
Look, messing up names is not limited to people.
Oh, and it's at this time our favorite person in the world has
Oh, no.
redeemed the Chaos Gremlin, rolling
yes.
a
Here's Neil.
52.
The chaos,
If I lose
52.
my hair, I'm gonna be mad.
chaos response is Dr. Ray is allergic to pistachios and then goes into anaphylactic shock and dies.
Roll a new character.
You said 5'2"?
52, correct.
Okay. So while you all are having this conversation, you begin to suddenly hear the sound of storm clouds kind of rapidly moving in and closing in on the area.
I told you
She's
it
a
was
witch.
raining.
Because I'm hearing it now.
And as you look out the window, you begin to hear like plops on the roof, but they sound big. Really big and heavy. And you look out the window and you see red things, little red things with green leaves on the end falling from the sky, and as soon as you see them hit the ground, they burst into water.
Are these like tomatoes?
No, they're like shaped almost like a bulb. Have green on top, little seeds all along them.
Strawberries.
Yes.
Wait, for real?
I'm waiting
It's
for Dr.
raining
Ray to stick their
strawberries?
tongue out.
Raining strawberries.
I wait
Sure,
for the
for
day when
science.
it rains men.
That sounds like a lot of death.
Do you actually go out and stick your tongue out, Lilith?
No, not
I will.
No.
Oh.
No, I will. For science. It's
Okay.
it's the responsible choice of a researcher.
Okay. Dr. Ray, you go out and stick your tongue out, and what lands on your tongue, and it is just a normal strawberry. But whenever you eat it, you, not that you have any health gone, but you would heal 14 points of healing, and it removes 1 level exhaustion if you have any.
Wait,
What the fuck
I
was
don't.
this earlier?
but-
No joke.
Nice. I feel fruit is very good for you guys. I feel great. Does it
Like
turn into
scurvy?
water? Yeah, maybe we all just had scurvy in the dungeon. Does it turn into water on my tongue, or does it stay a strawberry, or does it turn into strawberry juice?
It just is a strawberry.
Just
you
a
eat it.
strawberry on my
Yep.
tongue.
Yep.
Great, cool.
Whenever you eat it, it does that.
Great. But on the ground, it's water.
And whenever it hits the ground, it bursts into water.
Fascinating.
Does it burst into water if they hit Dr. Ray and not get eaten?
Whenever
Yeah,
it
I stick out
hits
my hand.
Whenever it hits Dr. Ray, it does not burst into water, but whenever it hits the ground or an
Okay.
object off of Dr. Ray, it bursts into water.
Are these going at terminal velocity? I mean, am I breaking bones by being hit with these?
No.
All right. Great.
Almost as if someone like on the other side of the room was just like pelting strawberries at you.
Okay, great. So it's that and not dropping a marshmallow off the Empire State Building and killing somebody with it.
Yes.
Which I don't think you can actually do.
No. Not actually
Are we-
possible, but that's fine. A penny?
Are we able to collect some of them?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check to see how many you can collect.
Six.
6. Okay. You are able to collect 2 strawberries.
Sweet.
Otherwise, they kind of bounce off and hit things and.
Is that something where I can hand them to Kaneen and Lilith? Just keep collecting 2 strawberries?
You managed to collect 2 strawberries during like the course of the storm.
Biscuits. Okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
You weren't very dexterous, so other people can try to collect strawberries if they want, but you weren't super dexterous, unfortunately.
Kaneen would like to try to hit one with his maul.
Okay. Roll to attack.
What is
How
the
about you try to
strawberries in
slap
between?
it with like toast?
Oh, oof. That's a 17. Sorry, the 0 on my 10 was very faded, and I thought I just nat one an attack on a strawberry. I was like, no, come on.
That would have been a funnier situation. You just obliterate like 5 strawberries, and they just burst into water whenever you hit them.
Yeah.
After seeing
So they
Dr.
all-
Go ahead.
I'm curious. No, I was more curious. He was going to try to kick one as well, just see if he could like try to like punch one at somebody, like hit them with the water if anything happened. But
I mean, whenever you hit them and they became water, the water went to.
that was a
the
maul,
same
not
direction.
a person.
Yeah.
He's going to try to kick one real fast.
Okay. What's the to attack? Did you not won that one?
I did. I shouldn't have kicked. That was on me.
You try to kick one, and in trying to kick one, Nevi is also trying to catch one at the same time. And to like swerve out of the way from hitting Nevi, your foot kind of goes up comically high and almost like a cartoon. You're just in the air for a moment before you fall on your ass. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from falling on your ass.
I'm not gonna lie, for a second I thought you were gonna make me punt Nevi.
No,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
oh
No, you're taking the shot, so I'm not
And
gonna
then here
make you
comes
do
Lady
anything terrible.
Balmal.
I was holding my breath. I'm like, oh, dude, here I go.
Yeah, that's how I always react, except yours not Malibu.
After seeing Dr. Nelra's reaction, I will attempt to catch strawberries, and I actually rolled a 19.
19, wow.
Yeah.
So
For the first
you are
time ever.
you are able to catch 8 strawberries.
Damn.
Kaneen hit 5, so
Well, yeah, you rolled a 17, so you hit 5.
Right. So yes, I discussed the whole plan is to basically make a business plan with him and make an exclusive deal.
Why?
Keep your enemies closer.
I get that, but what purpose does this serve for kind of cutting the supply from your sister? Like, is this?
It
is
will
this the same-
prevent them from being able to use him to supply the area.
Okay, they might still find a new supplier, but I'm in favor of getting baklava, so.
And I'm in favor of a new business venture. And more
Sure,
money.
fine.
I'm in favor of really nice things. And he's gonna pull the treasure box out of his bag and put it in his lap. And I mean, he's proficient.
Kaneen?
Oh, that's what you
Where-
picking
got.
lock.
Where did that come from?
I found it. Can I try to open it?
Yeah, go ahead and make a lockpicking check, which is your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus. With your dexterity and your proficiency bonus.
Cool. So
Was that a 3-5 thing? Lockpick?
I think it was technically open lock,
Yeah.
not lockpick, but yeah. Yeah, there was a
It's-
specific. Oh, actually, that's a
It's
dirty
just a
20.
tools check
I'll
in
take it.
5e, which if you're proficient with it, you get your proficiency
Am
bonus.
indeed.
If you're not, then
Ooh,
you just
criminal.
use your dexterity.
Got it.
Oh, that's a
Did
dirty
you just
20.
start singing Smooth
Nice.
Criminal?
Oh, no, I said, ooh, criminal. I didn't even think
Oh.
about smooth criminal. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
You still
you-
can.
Did you say dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
Nice. You easily unlock this lock. It's actually a pretty complicated lock, but you really easily unlock it.
Been around the block.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Look. Hey, sure glad I opened it myself.
Oh no, don't tell me this is a mimic or something.
I can't imagine it's a mimic.
Yeah, why would he have one in his house?
17?
17. Okay, so as you finish
We're
unlocking
so
the
glad
lock,
it wasn't a dex check.
as you finish unlocking the lock quickly, this puff of like deep red colored smoke comes out of the lock itself, and you are able to go ahead and hold your breath well enough that you take less damage than you would otherwise. So you take 7 points of poison damage.
Oof, this is a doozy of a trap.
I reach out the window, catch a strawberry, and hand it to Kaneen.
The storm is over at this point, so
Oh.
It's fine. It's good.
Oh, Lilith's like, you're not getting on my strawberries. You deserve that. You may have possibly fucked up on my business dealing here.
I don't know it was him.
Yeah.
I dropped my gongs. It was just
Yeah.
a
It's
weird...
probably Dr. Ray.
Yeah, it was me, and then they can search me and find nothing. It's fine.
Also associated with you, it's fine.
Yeah.
Nephew's gonna be standing behind Lilith, just going,
They're just being classist jerks, assuming that we're doing it because we're the help.
Just rubbing her temple, going,
Look, Kaneen has made
Parent help
his
is so
lifestyle
hard to
very clear,
find.
and you put him in a tent full of really nice things.
Yes,
Not wrong.
but I have just spoken to you not even half a day about how I am willing to adopt and take care of you all so that you don't even have to worry about money.
I don't worry about money. I do plenty fine on
So
my
you
own
just do this for
with things like
funsies.
this. No. This is how I make my money. This and, other contracts and
Okay,
whatnot.
can we
But
just let's make a deal here. I won't interfere with you and your adventures as long as you don't fuck over mine.
yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, we'll do trial by combat and I'll kill one of his guards and we'll be fine. That's what happened last time.
It's true.
This guy seems chill.
So you go ahead and you open the coffer, and in it you find about 15 platinum.
Oh,
Shit.
this is more than he thought he was going to make in this endeavor.
Mhm.
Sure glad I went for this and not the brush, because I
You-
was about to steal a hairbrush.
You also see a necklace made of pearls that appears to be worth something around 40 gold. And then as well, you see a random assortment of gems, worth probably about 100 gold altogether. And there is another amulet in there, that you are not certain what it is. It looks pretty plain, but amongst all of these other things, you assume that it probably has value. But it's just a plain, like, bronze-looking chain with a pendant that looks like kind of like a series of leaves on a vine.
This looks more important, and I'm not the appraiser. I have a really good fence, but she's not near here. Any of you guys good at?
You have a really good
So-
fence.
I do have a really good fence.
We've proven that we're not.
As he says that, he's gonna kind of look her out the windows and see if maybe she's here. It's happened. It's happened
Magically,
before.
she's here.
It's happened before. She's got a sixth sense. It's gonna kind of poke out and be like, don't see Autumn anywhere. So, do any of you guys have any good bits on this?
With these goggles, these glasses, we've proven that we're not very good at identifying things, but
Aren't we
Prolapse
at-
upstairs probably does.
I say we're at Prolax's house, right? I even said his name correctly, so
No,
I
you
feel
did
like
not.
what's the Prolax? Is that not it?
It's not
Prolix.
Lex, it's Prolix.
I tried. That should count for something. He's gonna be like, good point. He's just gonna start walking upstairs. He's gonna dump everything into his bag of holding.
I was
and the
about to
lockbox.
say, can we hide the evidence? That'd be great.
Yeah. There's no way he can fit that chest inside the normal bag. Don't worry about it. Everything goes, including the box itself, into the bag.
Given with the items that we've come across, I'm pretty sure he probably knows what type of bag that is.
Well, he can try to search it if he wants. I just don't. I don't submit to unlawful searches and seizures, which, as far as I'm concerned, they're all unlawful because this is mine. I'm a very self-governing individual.
Kanine, I was trying to support you earlier. Like, Lilith, you can't adopt grown creatures, grown beings. And now you're a 3-year-old. Mine!
He doesn't deserve them. He was absolutely trying to show you his nipple. Kanine says that he's going to go upstairs to Prolix.
Oh,
And with his little
you
medallion.
Haven't been in the upper crust society. That's how men treat all women.
I just want to point out that Kanine says this while both of his nipples have been out the entire adventure.
You briefly had a shirt on once.
That is true.
Briefly.
And then he took it off once he realized that it was not that formal of an event.
Yes.
He did show up with the shirt on, to be fair, when they first met.
Yeah.
Up until they got to the house.
So you head upstairs, and whenever you get to the room that Prolix was staying in, the door is open, and he is at a desk, and you see a pile of strawberries on the desk, and he is just scribbling fast on this like pad of paper, and he has like glasses on that have multiple lenses that like then will blow up individual pieces of the strawberry, and he's looking at them through the lenses in different lights, and he has like a series of vials and powders that he's sprinkling on the strawberries, and one turns into smoke, and he's like, oh, that's different. And it goes right back.
And he's gonna kind of like stop for a second as one kind of pops up. He's like, that's would have known they'd done that. I might have tried to catch him. Hey Proly, you do me a favor real fast?
Oh, yes, my boy. What can I do for you?
I found this medallion. A guy gave it to me. Do you know, it looks fancy, and my usual appraiser isn't around.
Careful words.
Do you mind taking a look at it? It looks mundane, but also kind of fancy, which I've learned typically means it's something neat.
Yes, of course. Bring it right over here. We'll just take a few minutes, if you don't mind. And he starts pulling out other books out of, like, a chest, and he's flipping through, and he's regarding, like, the amulet in the book. Yes, the chest that you can see next to him has pretty much books and very fine quality paper and ink.
Nina's less interested in that chest, admittedly.
It does not appear to have anything that is valuable to Kaneen in it.
Nevi is very interested in this chest.
Nevi's like, hey, Kaneen, you can do it again?
But he takes about 10 minutes of going through books and like drawing in chalk some circles and runes around it on the table, which then like flash different colors and things like that. And he's like, okay, yes, I am certain this is called an amulet of the drunkard. So if you pick it up and you give it a good sniff, it smells like ale and wood. And he like shoves it up to your nose. And he's like, well, while you wear this, you can use it to drink alcohol, either beer, ale, mead, or wine. And whenever you do so, it will act like a potion of healing. But it only acts once a day. Once a day.
Oh no.
Kaneen just became immortal.
So, it is in D&D Beyond if you would like to add Amulet of the Drunkard.
I really thought Kaneen was going to hand this to somebody else, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Kaneen's going to come down. I guess, I don't know if he even followed him. He's going to be like, this is mine. He can have the chest. This is mine.
Okay.
What
is it?
Only one who could possibly use that more is Lilith.
One problem. Can you wait to wear it after the party?
He's going to give it a real big sniff. Tuck it in his pouch. Okay. Court, what was that called again?
Amulet of the Drunkard. If you can't find it right now, we'll do it at the
Okay,
end.
yes, I'm not finding it, but I'll find it later.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, a funny thing just came to mind. Aloysia joined us immediately after waking in her household and went into the dungeon with us, or into Betrayers, whatever. And then abruptly left. I don't think she went back to the place that she was considering home here, and I recall visiting her room in the middle of the night with one of my friends, and she had a chest herself and a few items in that room. Kaneen, you're so keen of taking other people's chests. I wonder if she had anything in there.
feel like it's only fair to rob her after she tried to kill us twice.
This is something
I'm
I
fine with
completely
robbing her.
agreeing with you on. She tried to kill us. Everything that she belongs to her is now ours.
She's deeply corrupt as a person, so
She
we
is.
should take her stuff.
Karma is a bitch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do we want things that have touched so much evil?
Doesn't bother me.
If it's useful.
I've seen worse.
We could also sell it. Doesn't
This
matter.
is true. If it doesn't have too much value, I could pawn it off to our good friend that we're seeing tonight.
True. Oh, we could leave a dummy chest full of useless items in the spot where Kaneen took the good chest from. Just fill that chest with garbage and evil.
Okay. I'm still trying to establish business with him.
Okay.
I'm trying to make profit here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not do that. Let's just put a pin in it and talk about it later.
All right. Sounds good. I still want to rob her, though.
I am not arguing against that. I am all for it.
Let's do it.
Right.
While we're having this conversation, Nevi is going to realize what she said about are things that have touched great evil really wanted, and she's going to get very quiet and very withdrawn. She's going to move to the back.
Dr. Ray is too focused on taking Eloise's stuff and does not notice this.
That seems valid.
I feel like time has passed. Ion. Her group has probably come back and we're like, hi, bye, and we're just like passing by. Still.
Side note, can I roll to see if Kaneen notices Nevi, or is that
Yeah, go ahead and well, actually, what's your passive perception?
14?
14. Yeah, you would at 14 you would notice kind of.
Okay, I
this
mean, I rolled a
withdrawing.
15, so I would say I barely beat my passive, but
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you would notice that she's kind of like withdrawing at the mention of that, and it seems to be something personal for her now.
Okay. As he notices, he's gonna look again and be like, as I said, never bothered me much. He's gonna just scoop her up over his arm and just start walking to Alicia's house.
Okay.
While she's biscuit in the air, she's just going to smile a little bit and wipe a bit of a tear.
You all head back out. Indeed, passing Io and the others who have like boxes of pastries, like an obscene amount of boxes of pastries of various sorts.
My kind of people.
And they're like, "We got pastries." Die.
We're gonna go rob Aloysius' house. You want to come?
It'll be fun.
Group outing.
It also
Sure. Let's put
might
these
be-
down and then we'll go rob some red robe bitch. Got it.
Yeah, I mean,
As
it
we're
would be
going
fun.
past,
Yeah,
sorry.
Go on.
As we walked past, Nevi is going to look up from Kaneen's back and be like, "Bring the pastries."
We'll
Yeah,
bring
we'll
the
make a-
non-squishable ones.
We'll make an afternoon of it. We'll go through her stuff. We'll eat pastries. We'll laugh. We'll drink.
We'll leave crumbs all over her stuff that's left there, and we'll show her.
So they set down what looks like a fairly large box that probably has like a cake, like a layered cake or something in it, as well as if they got cake.
We want
but
a cake.
It's a celebration for getting out.
I also want cake.
So funny.
I will explain that whenever we have finished because we need to wrap. But so they set down a box that appears to have like a layer cake or something like that in it, as well as a few other larger boxes. But then what? Io comes back out and she has Dermot carrying like a smaller box that is a dozen of donuts, just to bring with the less smashable, less delicate of the pastries in this sense.
Donuts.
As you all trot along to Aloysia's house, well, cottage that she was using while she was here.
Villa.
villa. And you are standing outside of that. The door is locked.
I'm not a ranger, but I'm gonna look for traps.
Okay.
Kneen,
Roll
as she
investigation.
looks for traps, Kneen's gonna look at the door. I guess he's gonna put Nevi down because he needs both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
What is that investigation?
Uh-huh.
11.
11. It does not appear to be trapped.
Great, it's safe.
Cool. Kneen tries to open it.
Yep. Roll for thieves' tools.
And there is a cloud
it's
of
an
red
18.
smoke.
18?
Mhm.
Real easy. This lock is not a complicated lock at all. It seems like just kind of the standard lock that they put on the door. But in a place where it's like, well, what's really going to come after you are demons, so does the lock really matter?
Yeah, they can't open locks. Silly.
It's more of a minor deterrent than it is really a safety measure. So you have no problem getting through this lock at all. And you go ahead and open the door, and it looks the same as when you guys last left it. There's not really much downstairs except for what's provided.
So if I remember right, it's up the stairs and under her bed.
You went under her bed.
Well, technically I didn't. Nyx did.
Oh, right.
Kneen's
Snake.
gonna go upstairs and lift up the bed and look for a chest.
You just pick up the whole bed.
He'd pick up one end, just kind of like walk up casually, just grab the foot of it, lift it up, and look for a chest.
Reminds me of Dan picking up the carts at work all the time. Very similar vibe. But yeah, you pick up the bed, and there is indeed a small chest underneath the bed.
It's gonna kind of motion to Lilith, I guess, and be like,
What's in
grab
the
it.
chest?
I don't. Guess he's gonna grab the chest by himself while he's already holding the bed up.
You hold the bed, you like put out like a foot, and are like, and eventually I'm able to like kick the chest out to the side before you put the bed down.
I guess I'm gonna open this one too.
No.
Okay.
Before you do that, this is like a powerful witch bitch. So,
I mean,
I'm
is
also
she though?
going to-
Because all the times that she cast a spell, it was always scrolls. She's not
That's
as
true.
talented as I am.
or me. That's true.
Or me.
Yeah. You just lifted the bed.
I feel
I've
like all
got-
of us turned towards Nevi expecting her to say it too.
I've got 2 spells, and I don't need scrolls. I probably couldn't read most scrolls, to be fair, because they're written weird.
It's true. They do. It's the script is odd. Either way, I'm gonna investigate the shit out of this chest.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
Somebody shit in the chest.
What was that?
15.
15. Okay. It does not appear to be trapped. There is a lock on it.
Push it back to Kaneen.
17?
17. Yeah, easy. Not a difficult lock. Pretty standard.
Ooh, Kneen was good at opening locks.
Yeah, Kaneen's apparently amazing at opening locks.
Right?
I was very prepared to smash every single one of these chests open
For
by
such
hand.
a big brood and like big hands, so delicate work.
Yeah. He just really likes stuff, y'all.
But yeah, when you're focused on a task, like, I need the things. Better get good at this.
Whenever you damage the goods, it makes it really hard to resell.
He got yelled at one too many times by his fence, and he was like, okay, I'll learn how to pick the locks, I guess.
But you very easily pick the locks and, the lock and open the chest. In it, you see what looks like another change of the red robes that Aloysia was wearing. You also see what looks like a small coin pouch. It doesn't have a lot of money in it. It has probably about 4 gold and 5 silver.
He's gonna toss the pouch to AO and her party.
Hey!
So he's like, it's not much, but thanks for your help with, this
Bitch.
wonderful woman.
I mean, it's about
Our-
what she said she'd pay us anyway, so.
Look at that. Paid in full.
Right.
Or close enough to full.
I'll take the robes.
Oh, I was going.
I'm not gonna fight you for him.
Lilith will snatch it first. It's like, I have plans for this bitch.
Okay. I mean, sure. They're yours. They probably won't fit me anyway.
Oh, they'll fit me as well as it fit her.
That sounds ominous.
And yet, makes no sense.
Oh!
We got there. We got there, y'all. We got there.
I got there eventually.
Yeah, so, and then the only other thing that you really find in this chest is, there is what looks like, very fine parchment, but it doesn't have any spells or anything actually written in it. It seems like the same parchment that she used for spell scrolls and had spell scrolls on, but it doesn't seem like it's been utilized yet.
I'm gonna take that too.
Okay.
While they do that, can Lilith do one last search of the room?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
12.
12. You do not find anything else of note or value. It's actually pretty bare other than what you assume are the standard decor for the room.
To be honest, Lilith is so pleased right now having the cult robes. There's so much opportunities with that.
I'm pretty sure I was the last one to figure out what he meant. But
Yeah. Yep. You
it
were.
was significantly later than everybody else.
Uh-huh.
It's trying to
Great.
embody my character.
So, having searched Aloysius' chambers and thoroughly getting donut crumbs everywhere, which Io's party is very excited to do, just to make her look bad at this point.
It's a wreck.
They're like, oh man, they're gonna be so pissed whenever they come here to clean up after they realize that she is gone, or at least the end of her rental period, and they are going to write a sternly worded letter to her organization. There are gonna be so many ants.
Well, everybody is delightedly nomming on donuts.
Uh-huh.
He is just going to quietly take a little bit off, slip it into Eleanor's head, and just a little
You
bit for the
see
buddies.
a coiled snake move around inside, and then you see a hand between the coil of Nyx and Nick. You just hear nom 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 nom.
Feed the
Just
fans.
going to give them a sweet little smile and a wink.
After properly fucking up the place with potential ants in the future, you all head back to Prolix's house,
Star.
where indeed outfits have been delivered. A small trunk of salacious, to say the least, outfits have been delivered. Surprisingly, exactly in your sizes.
Gross.
Grossly.
I
exactly
knew
in
he
your
was
sizes.
sizing us up.
Disgustingly exactly in your sizes. Debbie, there is an extra gift with a note and a ribbon tied to it for you, for his raven-haired beauty. And it is body chains with jewels on them, the kind of like harness jewelry that goes across, so it drips down from the shoulder, and then there is a connecting one that goes down between the breasts, down the stomach, and then around the waist.
They at least sapphires. Tell me they're
Yeah.
sapphires.
Just sapphires. They match your eyes. They match your eyes beautifully, actually.
Gross.
Yeah.
Evie is going to hold it up and just be like,
I'll have to show you how to put that on.
"This is for you, Lilith." And she's going to take the chain and she's going to take the silk, disappear into the other room, just disgusted but willing to do this.
But doing it for Lilith. And getting ready for the party is where we are going to go ahead and wrap for this evening, because we're a little bit past time, but I wanted to finish the Aloysia heist. Heist.
Just
Great.
have to tell you, Evie is not wearing the nipple clamps.
There are not nipple clamps, blessedly.
Wasn't sure he's that much of a douchebag. So.
No. It's just that like body jewelry where it has kind of like the multiple necklaces that go across
The
to.
pretty kind.
Yeah, it's actually really
That.
beauul, but like
Not in
you
this
know he was
part.
being pervy about it, of
Yeah.
being like this chain's gonna go between her titties. Like you
Joke's
know that
on
was
him.
the thought.
I don't have much anyways.
But yeah, so thank you all for hanging out with us. I will be back on Sunday for Solo Sunday playing Spiritfarer, and then we will be back with Drunken Dragons the following Thursday. And we will see you then. Thanks again, and as always, stay classy. Bye.
Bye.